when you have a mind of a kid, you often do weird and stupid things. And a lot of that has happened during my trip in Mexico when I was 5 years old. The reason for the trip was because my mom wanted the family to get to know her mom and the sisters, because back then they didn't really visit that often. During this speech, I will speak before the trip, during the trip, and after the trip. But I gotta say, don't you all ever had times when you did stupid and weird stuff when you were kids? Like, you put your head in the toilet, or you flood your whole hat in the toilet? Anyone? Yeah, it was just me. Well, the hat part, not the head. But for the trip, it's really quite simple. Back then, since I was only 5 years old, I only watched TV. I was a Cartoon Network's kid, so yeah, that was that. Also, I had to play pretty much with my toys, mainly Mega Blocks. So the big version of Legos, I had to build big structures. My family just needed to pack 2 luggages and had to be prepared for a 1 day and 1 night trip by bus. Unfortunately, I don't remember on how far the bus trip though. But when we got to Mexico, it's kind of like Oklahoma's version of Mexico, right in the middle of the country. It's called Bueno Cantaro. Yes, well, yeah, the names are really bad. I don't even say it, so spare me on that. There we first lived with our grandma, see how she was doing and that. The weird things I did during that trip, boy, let me tell you. See, the only thing I ate back then was only sandwiches and pasta. And blame my grandma on that. So I didn't know what a watermelon was. So I thought I didn't like it cold, so I microwaved it. Let's just say it was a major mess. We did me and the family did quite a bit of things. We went shopping, looking at the sides, and also one of my mom's friends allowed me to ride on the bike all around town. I believe he was a newspaper guy. And it was a very primitive town back in the day. So they didn't have faucets, so we had to take baths on tubs. And how my mom described it, we had this little tub together, I wouldn't come out. And there was even one time where, I think it was after I was done with the bath, I still wanted to stay wet, so for some reason I just stayed in the rain big chunk of the time. Even though I wanted to come in, my sister wouldn't let me. I tried like, give me your shoes or something, but nah, she wouldn't. But luckily my mom brought me in before anything was too bad. So after we spent some time at my grandma's place, we decided to went to Delos Halu and San Michael de Hiru to visit my mom's sister. As for that, let's see. It was mainly when my family started collecting souvenirs. Primarily was this nice sun and moon statue we had in our house. I primarily was walking over the bazaar of the place. But after that, my mom often told me I often play with one of my aunt's goats. I guess she was just raising them at the time. But it was quite fun. It was a total of 2 weeks. But well, when it was time for us to leave, well, I guess back then I just didn't want to leave, because while we were in the taxi, I literally opened the door and tried to stay there. And I'm surprised I somehow survived that. Man, well, what can you do? We spent 1 day and 1 night at the gray bus, and let me tell you, those toilets in there, whoosh, stinky. But after some fun times, hanging out at Wendy's, talking to my grandpa, we finally made it home. It was the same time when we left. It was somewhere around 6 noon. Well, thank you. Does anyone have any questions?